Good evening. Welcome to the UISD School Board meeting. Unfortunately, we don't have a quorum at this time. We're waiting on someone. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and start with recognitions. So, Mr. Santos, you want me to turn it over to you, or who will be taking over with recognitions? First up?
Yes. We don't need a
We don't
quorum,
have a quorum at this time.
but we don't need a quorum for recognition.
Yes, members of the board, we don't have a quorum, but we will do the recognitions. If you all join me at the front, please. We've got some employees and obviously some students.
Are you just saying be like that? But I won't see you. It's just let's go.
Okay. 2, 3.
One.
We got it. Okay, now we have a quorum. Got it. Okay, once again, good evening, board members, Mr. Santos, and district staff. The time is 6:05 p.m. on this, the 17th day of October 2018. And I call this meeting of the United Independent School District Board of Trustees to order. Mr. Molina is not here. Who would like to take roll call? Javier Montemayor?
President, Jed Gilpin present.
Lisa Oliveros,
Present.
Juan Roberto Ramirez.
Present.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, good evening. May we please rise? We do have a quorum. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
G.
Thank you. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Agenda item 3, any board announcements?
I do. For the record, Javier Montemayor, I'd like to encourage everyone to go out and vote next week. Early voting starts on the 22nd. The election's on November the 6th. And we have two board members on the ballot. I'd ask staff and members of the public present to please exercise your right to vote. Encourage those around you to also go out and vote. We have several important elections in our community that could affect the future of this district and this community. So that's my.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Okay. I have an announcement by Board President of required continuing education by school board members. The following board members have completed the required continuing education as required by the Texas State Board of Education. Jed Gilpin and Ramiro Vélez have met the requirement. And the following board members have exceeded the number of hours required for continuing education. Alisa Flores Oliveros, Javier Montemayor, Ricardo Molina, Juan R. Ramirez, and Ricardo Rodriguez. Completing the required continuing education is a basic obligation and expectation of any board member under State Board of Education rules. Thank you. Agenda item 4, now we can go to recognitions.
Yes, so those members of the board, now's the time, as part of the meeting, we'll recognize our employees and our students for an outstanding job that they do represent, obviously, United ISD. If you all can join me at the front, please.
Good evening, UISD board members, Superintendent Santos, and everyone in the audience tonight. My name is Claudia Lovalina Guzman, Special Education Director, and tonight I am honored to stand before you to recognize one of our many dedicated special education staff. I am proud to introduce to you Adaptive PE Coach Eduardo Eri Mendiola, who tonight brings much pride and honor to our United Independent School District. Coach Mendiola, an educator who has dedicated the last 14 years to working with our special needs children as an adaptive PE coach, has been selected as Coach of the Year for Special Olympics Texas. This means that out of 22 Texas areas participating in Special Olympics, and out of the 4,551 participating school coaches in the state, Coach Mendiola is bringing home the Coach of the Year Special Olympics Texas Award to UISD. Coach Mendiola, an advocate for inclusion and unified curriculum and activities, believes in setting and challenging all athletes to achieve high expectations. His message tonight is, I am truly humbled and honored to have received this year's Special Olympics Texas Coach of the Year Award. This would not have been possible without the support, guidance, and encouragement from my family, district officials, superintendent, district and campus administrators, teachers, teacher assistants, parents, and most importantly, our children, who keep me motivated to be part of this awesome and rewarding profession. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me once again in welcoming and congratulating the Special Olympics Texas Coach of the Year, UISD Adaptive PE Coach Eri Mendiola, accompanied by our Executive Director for Special Education, Ms. Cynthia Ramirez. Congratulations, Coach.
And next, it's my pleasure to introduce a group of young men and ladies from Traubman Middle School. And let me read their accomplishment, but as we do that, if we could get them forward, Mr. Garcia, so that we can take to the risers. Go ahead and come forward. Let's welcome the Traubman Middle School band members. So as they're setting up, I'll read to you their accomplishment. The Traubman Middle School Band, along with their director, Mr. Jorge Garcia, over the course of this past year, entered a musical recording of the Honors Wind Ensemble, the Honors Band. And this recording was viewed by the panel or listened by a panel of judges, and it was selected as one of the commended winners. The organization is called Foundation of Music Education, and it's the 2018 Mark of Excellence Project. Approximately 279 of the finest schools, high schools and middle schools entered this competition from about 38 different states. The Traubman Middle School Honors Band was one of 21 selected commended winners. Also, they have the distinction of having two outstanding soloists. One was Dora Lee Garcia on clarinet and Robert Esquivel on alto sax. The Traubman Middle School Band has achieved numerous UIL Sweepstakes Awards, honor band in the state of Texas, and this is just another one outstanding accomplishment. Congratulations, Mr. Jorge Garcia, Chris Lira. The proud principal, Leticia Menchaca, is joining them as well. We congratulate these students for this outstanding achievement.
Good evening, parents, teachers, students, and community members. It is with great pride that we would like to recognize the students who qualified for state and grant recognition in the 2018 Duke University Talent Identification Program's TIP 7th Grade Talent Search. These students have excelled in their studies while enrolled in our middle schools, and they truly exemplify scholarship and academic excellence. Duke TIP is a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving academically gifted and talented students. Duke works with students, their families, and educators to identify, challenge, engage, and help students reach their highest potential. A total of 4 United ISD middle school students earned the state recognition, and 2 students earned grand recognition. The program identifies bright 7th graders based on standardized test scores achieved while attending elementary or middle school. To be eligible for the state recognition, students must take the ACT or the SAT college entrance exams as 7th graders and score at or above the national average of recent high school graduates on at least one part of the ACT or SAT. To be eligible for the grant recognition, students must score at or better than 90% of recent high school graduates on at least one part of the ACT or SAT. These students are invited to a special recognition ceremony at Duke University. Only about 4% of all participants in the talent search qualify for grant recognition. This is quite an achievement. Participants in the 7th grade talent search also receive a variety of support services and gain access to research and other information about using their academic abilities more effectively. I would like to recognize from Lamar Bruni Vergara Middle School, Nathalie Garcia, a state and grant recognition winner. Yes. Gotcha. Yes. Our next student from Troutman Middle School, Rachel Leha. Proud principal, Letty Menchaca. And our next group of students from United South Middle School, Elisa Palacios and Jocelyn Reyes, state and grant recognition. Carlos Valdez, principal from United South Middle. Congratulations.
Good evening, parents, students, administrators, Mr. Santos, and board members. I'm very proud and honored to announce that Jessie Martinez, representing United South High School, won the first round of team roping for the Texas FFA Rodeo State Convention in Fort Worth, Texas, July the 9th. His proud teacher is Mr. Jose Luis Favera. And representing the school is Mrs. Sanchez, administrator. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me recognize Jessie for the great honor.
Good evening, distinguished audience members. It is my pleasure to introduce 2 art students for their accomplishments in the Celebrating Art National Competition. They are Christopher Rivera and Ever Vasquez. The top 10 students in each grade division received a monetary award and a free book, and the teacher earned free art supplies. In addition, the top 10 winners' artwork and also other excellent pieces in this book were given high merit recognition. These two students from J.B. Alexander High School were selected to be among the high merit awarded students. Congratulations to Christopher Rivera and Eber Vasquez. Also to Principal Mr. Ernesto Sandoval Jr. and J.B. Alexander administrative staff. And their art teacher who submitted artwork is Sandra Gonzalez Parr. Receiving these awards with Eber is Mr. Ernesto Sandoval Jr., Principal, and his staff. Congratulations to these students.
And just to, one final announcement, we'd like to remind all of the public that United ISD will be hosting a UIL regional marching contest this Saturday at the SAC, starting at 10 a.m. And then the following Saturday, October 27th, United ISD is hosting the area marching band competition, and that'll feature approximately 26 bands from Laredo and the Rio Grande Valley. So we invite all the public to attend this both events. Thank you.
Oops, we're not ready. Agenda item 5, Mr. Santos, Superintendent's report.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Santos, the superintendent's report.
I'm sorry?
The superintendent's report, agenda item 5.
Nothing right now, ma'am.
Nothing, okay. Agenda item 6, public comment. Do we have public comment? No, no public comment? Okay. Moving along, agenda item 7. At this time, we move on to the consent agenda items. Is there a motion regarding the consent agenda items as listed?
I make a motion that we approve items A through H that were presented and reviewed last week on Tuesday. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Motion passes. Agenda item 8, items for individual consideration. Item 8A, approval of donations.
Yes, so regarding members of the board, it is recommended that the board trustees graciously accept the following donations. They will be attached to the minutes. We have 5 donations of over $1,000. UISD Communication Department received a donation of $1,000 from Sunbelt Air Conditioning to be used for the golf tournament. UISD Communication Department received a donation of $2,000 from Patria Supply to be used for the golf tournament. Alexander High School robotic team received a donation of $1,050 from the Women's City Club. UISD Communication Department received a donation of $2,965 from Juan Cruz to be used for the purchase of UISD shirts for the new teachers. And UISD Communication Department received a donation of $1,000 from Jesse Rodriguez, JR Inc., to be used for the golf tournament. And 5 additional donations under $1,000 for a grand total this month of $8,986 that we graciously accept and want to thank these business people for their support.
Absolutely. Is there a motion regarding the approval of donations as presented?
So move.
Second? All those in favor? Motion passes. Agenda item 8B, approval of board minutes for the month of August 2018. Is there a motion regarding the approval of board minutes?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion passes. Agenda item 8C, approval of requests from board members in regards to the use of Board of Trustee discretionary funds for various projects and campuses. Mr. Swinton?
Good evening, board members. In addition, in addition to the requests that are included in your packet, there's 10 additional requests I'd like to read into the minutes. There's 7 that are identical. It's from a request from federal programs, and there's 7 of them sponsored by each one of the board members in the amount of $1,000. And it's to help defray the cost of the Parent Learning Summit that's going to be held on November 10th, 2018. There's a request from United High School, the campus principal, Mr. Alberto Aleman. It's a total of $8,000, $4,000 sponsored by Mr. Javier Montemayor, and $4,000 sponsored by Mr. Juan Roberto Ramirez. The request is for a purchase of school-wide site license of Code HS, pre-AP and AP Principles, and AP Computer Science. It's a course curriculum and supporting materials. This system has been pilot tested at United High School and has been proven to be extremely effective in improving student achievement. There's a request from Newman Elementary School Principal Leticia R. Garcia, sponsored by Ms. Adisa Flores Oliveros, for electric screen for the library with installation included. The cost is $1,662. The final request is from Newman Elementary School Campus Principal Leticia R. Garcia, sponsored by Elisa Flores Oliveros. It's for a printed large sign for stage area with installation included. The cost is $1,400.
Okay. Is there a motion regarding the approval of requests from board members in regards to the use of Board of Trustees discretionary funds for various projects?
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item 8D, approval of additional appraiser for the 2018-19 school year.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Mr. Santos, ladies and gentlemen. This particular item normally presented through channels at the Business and Instruction. However, this personnel action happened between the meetings. So by the time the recommendation was made, it's simply, we had already bypassed the schedule for Business and Instruction. So we bring it before you for your review and consideration. Young lady in question is a administrative recommendation from LBJ High School, young lady named Nancy Brando, to be part of the administrative team to help us evaluate all staff instruction at that particular location.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Item 8E, approval of designation of the following employee as a liaison for the homeless student FFC exhibit, student welfare, student support services.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Mr. Santos, Mr. Cruz, and members of the audience. We bring an individual, Sara Hernandez, who has replaced our former Title I program coordinator at Federal Programs, who retired. And so we are bringing this individual up for recommendation for your approval to serve as the liaison for homeless students.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a motion regarding the approval of designation?
So moved.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Motion passes. Item 8F, first and final reading of UISD Board Policy DIA Exhibit, FB Local, FB Exhibit, FFH Local, and FFH Exhibit.
All these policies relate to dealing with harassment of children, so we need 2 coordinators. One's going to be Rita, that's going to be the coordinator for employee to student harassment issues, and then Annette Perez will take care of student-on-student bullying harassment issues. So.
Is there a motion regarding the first and final reading of UISD Board Policy?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion passes. Agenda item 9, closed session. The time is now 6:28 p.m. and the board will adjourn into closed session pursuant to section 551.071 and 551.074 of the Texas Government Code to discuss agenda items 9A and B. We should be back in about an hour, hopefully.
20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay. Agenda item 10, reconvene from closed session. The time is now 7:36 p.m. and the board will take appropriate action on items if necessary as discussed in closed session. A, possible action regarding invoking or waiving mediation clause in the contract between UISD and Impacto Media. Is there a motion?
Yes, I move to modify the board's action taken on April 30th of 2018 and to require Impacto to remove all signs by May 31st of 2019.
Motion? All those in favor? Motion passes. And then that's it. Agenda item.
One more recommendation is agenda item 10B is to authorize legal counsel to make a good faith offer to purchase approximately 2 acres on Delmar Boulevard next to Alexander High School as discussed in closed session.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion passes. Any others, Mr. Cruz?
That's it.
Okay, agenda item 11, adjournment.